Hi guys, welcome back after several weeks to episode 10 of Pixel Flicks. I am your host Brian, and my co-host, as always, is your good self.
Am I saying it this week?
Yes.
Ryan.
I know every time I give you a chance, you mess up.
Well, you've taken it away from me recently, so I thought,
Yeah,
I don't know if
because of
I'm
this,
allowed.
because of this type of behaviour. What's your name?
You- Ryan, I did say it. Ryan.
I didn't hear you. Sorry. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, not bad, you.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I've just had my dinner, and so
What did you
I'm
have?
a bit. We had Marry Me chicken. It was lovely.
What is that again? I know that, but I can't think what it is.
Kind of like a creamy sauce with chicken. It's got like sun-dried tomatoes and like stuff in it,
Hmm,
spinach, stuff like that. Very nice with potatoes and broccoli.
fair enough.
What'd you have?
Um, I made just a very simple burger and chips. But it's for Aldi. They sell. I don't know if you get them done your way. Grill guys, smash burgers. Oh, well, good, very
No,
good.
not heard them.
Just
Smash burger is it's my preference though when it comes to burgers.
well, they're just thin patties, but it's like fresh stuff, so it's not like buying like what you get sometimes at the freezer with the
Yeah,
thin patties. But this, yeah, just always very nice. So I had that for my dinner tonight. So it's a wee
nice,
basic one, but it was delicious, and I could eat it all over again.
nice, cool. Well, this week, Ryan, we're going to talk about our favourite sports movies. Penguin Hell put in a question. He asked us what our favourite sports movie. He followed that up and saying, "Why um, is it Talladega Nights? Is that what it's called?
Talladega Nights, yeah.
Um, and why is it that film? Well, it's not that film, Ben. We'll see if it makes a list. You might be disappointed by my list. Maybe Ryan's as well. I'm not sure. But we thought
Def-
we'd do a full podcast on our favourite sports films. I could probably do a top 20 sports films, Ryan. I was saying to Amelia, like, she sort of likes, like, it's her sort of, like, easy watch film. She likes, like, trashy chick flicks.
Mhm.
And I quite like a trashy sports movie as my sort of just casual viewing. I know I'm setting myself up. I'm setting myself up for a coach coming in to take over a poorly run team. They have some trouble, but at the end of the day, they'll get the victory and lift the trophy. That is what I'm here for, and I love it. I've left loads of them out. There's so many films I've left out of this list that I love watching. But how do you want to do it? Do you want to do a snake sort of thing again, where whoever goes first, the next person goes?
Yeah, can I just say, I've not watched really a sports film in a long time. Like I used to, I think probably in my 20s or so, I would have watched like probably mostly sports films and watched a lot of stuff like I don't know if it's going to be in your list or not. But I'll just name check a few like Coach Carter and Remember the Titans and stuff like that. But I've not watched anything like that in a very very long time. And so I've actually found this list kind of difficult. I did say to you before, I'm not sure if I can come up with a top 10, but I have managed to put one together that I think I'm satisfied with for a top 10. But it's films that I could actually remember clearly what happened in them, because I think maybe as you've alluded to a wee bit there, a lot of these type of films blend into one where it's a similar kind of
Yeah,
setup.
and I love it. Like
Yeah.
I know what I'm signing up for. Like, and it's like. And I think two of those films you just mentioned, they're quite similar to an extent, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of them shows up, maybe two of them show up on my list. Who knows? We'll find out when we
Oh,
do it. Little tease.
cheeky.
Before I just got a few honourable mentions just before we start, because these would probably be high up on my list if I was to add them, but they're documentaries, so I just thought I'd. You might have
Oh,
documentary in your list, but I just wanted to do it just so I could get more films on. That's basically why I've done it this way.
okay.
The free sports documentaries that I just want to give a wee shout out to. I will not talk about them just in case you've got any on your list. We'll not have any spoilers, but I've got Senna, Maradona, and Free Solo on my list. Like, it's honourable mentions for documentaries. Like I say, couple of them would probably be high up on my list if I was doing it properly, but I'm not.
Nice.
Do you want me to go first? Because I think you went first last time, and then that way you'll finish. We'll
Yeah,
end
sure.
on your number one.
I'm easy.
So my number 10, and it pains me to put it so low because this is like a childhood film, and many people might prefer the first one, but for me, the second one is always the one I enjoyed the most as a kid, and I've got Mighty Ducks 2.
Nice.
It's
Very
knuckle
nice.
puck time. I just love the whole getting in other players to play for to become the American team to play in the Olympics against the big bad. Was it Russia? Was it Iceland or Russia? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be one of those two, isn't it? Though I'm not.
Aye.
Can't remember.
Like they played in black, which was quite strange. Like because I don't think either of those countries would play in black, but I'm sure it was.
Sure, it was the
one, and
baddies.
Aye, and like obviously, like with Coach Bombay's got a history with their coach and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like I just love that. You got the guy who can't like stop. He's like really fast, but then he can't like stop. And he's like, and then you've got like the figure skater and stuff like that, and the cowboy guy who like lassos everybody and stuff. I just like loved it growing up. It's like one of my favorite. Like I love the first Mighty Ducks as well, but I think because like Keenan from Keenan and the Kel was in this one as well. I don't know. I just love this one. Growing up.
Very nice. I don't think there's any ice hockey films on my list, but yeah, good shout for Mighty Ducks, or specifically Mighty Ducks 2. Yeah, I try to remember. Now that you've like said that, I do remember bits about them forming the team or bringing in these new characters and stuff. But who was it? Was there like a guy who was like a bit of a loner type one, but he was like.
And then they brought in like the Bash Brothers were in the second one as well. Like
is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, this guy who plays Foggy in Daredevil was like
That's what I was talking about. He's like a loner type one or whatever, and he's a bit but he batters people or something, or sticks up for. I don't know the little guy if I remember.
Well, he gets brought in the first one, and he's like their bully because they need him, but then he gets a pal in the second one, and they call themselves the Bash Brothers.
Yeah.
And Jesse gets involved in a fight as well at one point with him. But in the first one, Jesse's got like a brother, and his brother's not in this in the second film. Like, just like, and it's like quite a thing because like Jesse's dad like has a wee role in the first film as well, and then not just like all of a sudden like in the second film like his brother's not there anymore. You get cut for all these newbies.
Nice, good shout.
Nice. What's your number 10 then?
So my number 10 is a film from 1998. I don't think many people will ever have this on their top 10 of sports movies, but it's maybe nostalgia for me. But it's a film by the name of BASEketball. Do you remember it?
Great shout. So it is.
Yeah, so good, man.
So, I love that. That's such a that was like not in my brain anymore. Like,
yeah.
It's just like unlocked memories.
It's one that me and Vicky will occasionally be like say to each other like or like say random bits of like stuff in the film because there's
one of Britney's mom's pubes.
Squeak, the way that Squeak gets like picked on all the time as well. And...
It's like, wake up, bitch, we're going to the zoo. Like when he tells him like
that. Aye, such a good film, and obviously for the guys for South Park and just a lot of that humour brought over. See the actual game, like that's like the type of game that I feel like we probably didn't know each other the time this film came out, but we like round about our bit we would have made up these kind of games where we'd like combine two different sports together and make like a random game ourselves, and I loved all that kind of element to it.
Definitely, like I think that's quite a hit though, isn't it? It's because probably that happens around the world where kids like make up sports. Like I remember, like me and Bryden used to go up to primary school and we'd play like squash against this wall, right? that you could miss either side, but there was wee red bricks at the bottom of this white wall, and you had to make sure you hit it above the red bricks or you lost a life. But there was like do you know those like yellow fire alarm type things in the wall?
Mm-hmm.
There was one of them, and if you hit that, you got a life back.
Yeah.
So it's just like making up rules, and it's just like I think that's just what kids did, wasn't it? Like,
Aye.
yeah, it's cool, good pick. That was good because I loved it. I probably wouldn't. It's probably one of those ones. So I don't know if I'd want to watch it again, just in case it doesn't hold up for me. Like
Yeah.
the way the sort of the memories of it.
But I think just because there's so much of the stupid humour, I think stupid humour lives on a lot of the time. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, aye. I very much enjoyed Basketball, and if you've not seen it,
And he's like puts the straw in that bag of fat and starts drinking it. Like,
aye. No, the shit talking they do to each other as well, like when they're at the
so
plate
good,
and
man.
stuff. Aye. So yes, Basketball
Oh
is
man,
my number 10.
you know when you have something like locked away in your brain somewhere, like in your mind,
Aye.
and you just like you've probably unlocked that there. That's funny.
My number 9 is a film that I very much enjoy. It is from. Sorry, 1 second. It's a film from 2013, starring Chris Hemsworth, Daniel Bruhl, and directed by
Nice,
Ron Hubbard. It is Rush.
nice,
Yeah.
good pick.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Like this isn't on my list. This is what's maybe a wee bit more enjoyable about this list than my last one because we had a lot. I think we had 5 the same, didn't we?
Yeah.
Rush, that's good.
Yeah, really good film about Formula One and the rivalry between James Hunt and Nicky Lauda. And I do like Formula One. I don't watch it anymore really because I think it's lost a lot of its competitiveness or the type of competitiveness that it maybe had in these days. And yeah, I don't know that. I think the performances are necessarily the best, or at least Chris Hemsworth's maybe. Um, I find it's hard to detach him from Thor at times, but Daniel Bruhl was
Yeah,
really good in it.
yeah. Daniel Brühl is great in it. So
Yeah,
yes, like he's obviously he's the more interesting character as well, isn't he? Like in that film as well. Obviously,
yeah.
but what happens to him?
Um, so yeah, very very
Yeah,
good film. If you like your racing films, it's one for you.
good pick. I like it. Nice one. So my number 9. I don't think you'll have this one. This is a baseball film. I've just remembered another baseball film now that I've said it that I've never thought about. Um, but this is a baseball film, 42, which is the story about Jackie Robinson.
Never seen it, but I have wanted to watch it, but I've never quite got around to it.
Obviously, for those who don't know, Jackie Robinson is the first black person to play in Major League Baseball. And he wore the number 42. A very iconic number because it's been retired in the whole of baseball now, not just the team that he played for, but the whole of baseball. That number's retired. Chadwick Boseman plays him, and Harrison Ford's in it as well. So he is like,
What is it?
yeah, I think he's either the owner or I think he's maybe the owner of the club. But yeah, just a good film. Obviously, you can imagine like the kind of film it is. It would be the first sort of black person to play Major League Baseballs and all the obstacles he has to face to become that player. But really good film. And it's like I think it may have been the first thing I saw Chadwick Boseman in because I'd seen this before he was Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And my next film is Feel the Rhythm.
Feel the Rhythm. I don't think I know that one.
No, it's not the name of the film.
Oh, oh, right, okay. I see.
I see pride. I see power. It's Cool Runnings.
Nice. Good
Like I
shout.
don't know how many. I watched this film so many times as a kid, and I think like such a cool film, and even just in this aspect of like they're not victorious. Well, they are, but in a different kind of way at the end. Like they don't win. Obviously they have the crash at the end, don't they?
Yeah.
It's just such a good film, man. Like,
Aye.
um, Yeah, I watched this so many times. I loved Sanka so much when I was younger.
He's wee egg in that.
Aye, so good. Sanka, you dead man. So
uh,
good. Obviously,
yeah,
John Candy's last film, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I
I
like
think he might have passed away before it came out, if I remember correctly.
I think films like that, like what you've just mentioned there, I think I like films like sports films like that are kind of bittersweet where the team doesn't
Yeah,
maybe win or whatever. It sometimes has a more rewarding feel to it.
just a lot. It's just a lot of fun. Like is it Yul Brynner wants to live in the Buckingham Palace and stuff like that, and like the bar fight and all the rest of it. And then they're talking about when they're talking about like he's wanting to be like Swiss team, and Sanka's like, "Oh, has the Swiss team ever been with a woman?" He'd probably go eins, zwei, drei, and push her down, push her down the ice. Okay, yeah, I love
Very
it.
nice. I've not watched that film in ages.
Yeah, neither have I, but it was one that we watched a lot as a family when we were younger. We had it VHS. It was one we watched a lot.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Probably the only bobsled film on the list.
Potentially, yeah.
Nice.
What's your
Um,
number eight?
my number eight is the first that probably fits these kind of molds of underdog type movies. It's a film from 2000 starring
Okay.
Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman.
Oh, great film. I've not got it on my list, but another top film.
Yes. If you don't know what it is, it's The Replacements. It's one of those NFL or American football stories or movies
Yeah,
that I just always remember being on. Like it was one of those ones I always remember it being on Sky, and just I always happened to catch it, and I'd always one of those ones that if I started watching it, I'd watch it to the end type thing.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've watched it a few times as well. Like it's good.
yeah, and just a good story, and it's one of those ones as well for Keanu Reeves that was maybe a wee bit different for him at the time because we're kind of getting into, or it would have been after the Matrix and stuff. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, it was just I just enjoy the story as well because I think it's like loosely based on like a real life thing where players went on strike and so the
yeah.
replacement players come in and played for them.
It's kind of
Um,
crazy as well because like Gene Hackman's like so solid in it as well.
yeah,
Like,
aye,
like he doesn't like like I feel like so many actors of his stature would phone something like that in, but he just never does. He always just like shows up.
yeah, he was such a good actor, like in that kind of spell as well. Like, because what else was it? I was thinking of. It's not a sports film, but the one with Will Smith, The Enemy of the
Yeah,
State.
yeah. So we just watched Runaway Jury the other week, and that was the first time Amelia had seen Gene Hackman in something, and Amelia was just like, "This,
Oh,
he's really
really?
good," and I was like, "Aye," and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's great. He's always good." I was like, and I mentioned the replacements, but I also said like, "Oh, we should watch Enemy of the State one time because that's really good. He's in that with Will Smith."
Mm-hmm.
And I just think like he's just I don't know, he just has this presence when he's on screen. He's just so good.
Yeah. Just say you
Yeah,
don't really get anything from him where he feels like he's phoning it in type thing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
always seem to get the best out of him.
yeah. Um, see, like he's be like offensive line when that like the quarterback's like getting Keanu Reeves' chip and he just pulls out the gun and starts shooting his car. Yeah, that's a good shout. I like that one. Replacements.
Thank you. Okay, so my next one, which is number seven.
Yeah, that's right.
Seven is from 1996. It's starring Adam Sandler. It involves
Oh my
golf.
days. I forgot. I've left this one off. This is a crime. I need to rewrite my list. I've messed up so bad here.
Oh, dear Brian. Dear me.
I can't believe I've left this one off.
So good. Happy Gilmore. Fantastic.
I'd had it higher up as well. So would have. Yeah,
It's, yeah, it's what
Happy Gilmore might be one of my favourite comedies of all time.
it's very good. All the stuff we shoot about Gavin and all that, just
Ben
Yes.
Stiller's character as well, so good. Like, you could trouble me for a glass of shut the hell up.
Me and Vicky we used to again. These are like all films, like obviously through my youth and stuff. But me and Vicky used to sit and
Yeah.
just quote each other constantly and all that type of stuff. Aye.
The price is wrong, bitch. So good. So good. Like, I love it. It's such a good film, man. Like, even just like when he's singing down intercom, and then the next morning he's slept with that wee Asian woman. Like, I love it.
Aye.
Have you seen the trailer for the new one? It just came out the other day.
No, I have not because I don't know. It's one of those ones. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I want to really see it. I'm quite happy with the memories I've got of this
Yeah.
film.
It didn't look
Um,
great.
yeah, but it's one of those films as well. I feel like it became like probably more of a cult hit than like because I don't know what it really how well it performed when it first came out, but it's just another one of those ones I remember being on like all the time and just being a maybe for a wee while like just again a go to type film that you could just fling it on and be quite happy
Aye.
watching.
It's like, see when he's taking his granny to that wee like old person's home thing, and that wee woman jumps in the car and she's like, "Get me!" Oh, it's so good, man.
what
I
I like
love it.
about
It's,
what I like about it as
I
well.
love your list so far. It's so good.
It kind of like encapsulates it for like golf. I think probably what a lot of people would like to do, where you like who hasn't want to like just walk up and smack a golf ball and be able to try and hit it as like far as you can, and
Well,
he's supposed to be like your kind of average person, isn't he? So he's just like one of us type thing.
we've all
Um,
tried the Happy Gilmore swing at some point, haven't we? Like,
yeah, and
um,
probably not hit it quite as well as he does, I would imagine.
no, no, not at all. A lot of like misses and going off to the sides and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Nice. I like it. Good list so far, Ryan.
thank you.
My number 7 is Any Given Sunday.
Nice.
I don't know if you've seen Any Given Sunday.
I don't know. I think I maybe seen it maybe once, but a long, long time ago.
Just it's sort of like, it's kind of like a more serious but still fun. Like, Willie Beeman's such a good character. Jamie Foxx plays him, and like LL Cool J's in there as a big like linebacker, and it's like Cameron Diaz is running the team. Al Pacino's like this coach on his sort of last. Um, he's kind of on his way out, but like when the film's going, and he's a bit of an alcoholic and all the rest of it. But like, that like gives like Al Pacino gives like a great. It's one of those films with like a great locker room speech in it.
Yeah, I always remember people talking
Yeah,
about that in school and stuff.
nice, like the inch by inch like sort of thing that he goes on about. And then the ending, like, I won't ruin it, but like there's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say twist, but like once at the end of it, like something happens, and it's just a class ending, like just the final bit with Al Pacino. Um, yeah, just a great sports movie. Like, Willie Beeman's just like a sort of playboy quarterback sort of thing. Like, it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I need to, I will need to probably try and catch that at some point because, as I say, I always remember people talking about the speech that he gives growing up and not
It's
really being aware of it.
yeah, it's good. My number 6, I think you might have this on your list. Maybe you don't. This, like, in my heart it's higher, but like if at least 4 of the film, there's one film in front of it that this is better than, but the other 4 films are better films than this. Is Remember the Titans.
Nice.
Love this film. I've watched it so many times. It's probably a wee bit of a comfort film for me. Um, yeah, I just love it. I love the story. I love Denzel Washington. Um, we Ryan Gosling at cornerback. There's an absolute liability, and just really good. Great film.
I think it's one of these. This probably falls into that category that I was talking about at the start, where they kind of blend a wee bit for me, where I don't remember this film clearly. I know I have seen it. I definitely have seen Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans is a bit like the schools were segregated, and they bring like this white school, they bring the black kids in, so it's like
Yeah.
the white kids and the black kids have to form a team together, and Denzel Washington gets the coaching job, which means that the guy who's the coach there gets bumped down to defensive coordinator.
Right.
So there's a wee bit of tension in it with all that as well, and it's just really good, man. It's just a great film. And this the like talking about so like just to, for example, like for Any Given Sunday there, like the actual football in Any Given Sunday is terrible. Like,
Is it?
but in Remember the Titans, it's all right. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously it's still a movie, so it's never going to look perfect, but it's decent. The football stuff in it. Yeah, the Any Given Sunday, some of the football stuff's so bad, man. Like they're trying to two tackles and they're miles away and stuff like
Dear.
that. Aye. But yeah, Remember the Titans, just like the singing and all the rest of it as well. It's good.
I'll need to revisit that one. As I say, I know I've definitely
Ah,
seen it, but it blends a wee bit because there's like a is it Matthew McConaughey? He's got like a football type one as well. I can't remember what that's called. The team wear green. I remember that for some reason.
oh, I don't know.
He's a coach.
There's loads of like, I mean, there's Invincible with like what do you call them? Mark Wahlberg. I don't know if you've seen that. It's
I don't
like,
think I have.
you've seen the episode of Always Sunny when they try out for the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Because that's based on Invincible. Like, so the Eagles, I think that it's based on a true story. The Eagles held tryouts, and some guy tries out for the Eagles and gets on the team. Now, I think they embellish it a wee bit where like he actually gets a game. I'm not sure that actually happened like in real life.
Right.
But or he scores a touchdown or something like that. I think he maybe got like a couple of snaps and that is about it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? There's like Friday Night Lights and stuff like that, which the TV show's better than the movie for that though. Yeah, loads of great American football films. Draft Day's great as well. Kind of more like akin to like a film that we'll be talking about later. Like
We Are
Draft,
Marshall. Sorry,
We Are Marshall. Yeah, I've seen that.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that was going to be the one. Yep.
Yeah, nice. What's your number 6 then? Sorry.
My number 6. Wait till I see where I am on my thing. Is a 2004 movie
Yeah.
starring Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller.
Ah,
I can't remember anybody else for it, but those
yeah.
are your main two.
Your list is great. So it is.
So
I'm
if
very
anyone who
impressed.
doesn't know it, it's Dodgeball, the true underdog story.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
So good, man. Ben Stiller.
Aye.
Maybe one of my favourite. I would need to think about Ben Stiller performances because he's had a fair few good ones, but oh, he's so good in this film. So
Second
good.
time he's appeared on your list.
Yes, true. Yes.
Yeah,
The,
dodge, dip,
yeah.
dive, duck, and dodge.
um, what is it? I can't actually remember. Blade, laser, blazer.
Hey,
Oh, that's
Michelle.
yeah.
What's do you know who's great in Dodgeball? I've totally forgot his name. Let me just look at the cast. Your man who's the commentator, what's his name?
Oh yeah. Jason. No, not Jason
Jason
Sudeikis.
Bateman. Jason
Yeah.
Bateman.
Right.
He's so good. He's quite unrecognizable to an extent as well.
Yeah.
But like he's so good in that role.
Yeah.
Arr.
Yeah. I think like Dodgeball was in it about that time as well when there was just like a lot of good comedies going about because you had like
Aye.
that and then Anchorman I think was probably about the same time. What's the other Will Ferrell one I'm thinking of? Uh,
I loved Old School back in the day.
that's one I was thinking of. Yep, that's it. Like there was a whole kind of block of films there that was like just really good comedies in and around then, and this was one of them. Yeah, I feel like most people have probably seen Dodgeball, so I won't talk about it too much longer. But yeah, great film, love it.
Yeah. Good pick.
My number 5? Question mark.
Yep. Go for it.
Sorry, my number 5 is from 1984.
Ooh,
It stars Ralph Macchio. It's probably the one
nice.
you'd really know. But is the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Nostalgic classic. Anybody who says that they've never tried doing the crane kick thing is a liar, and I'll crane kick them in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a great film, great story. It's a good kind of coming of age type story, I think, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, again an underdog story as well. Again, anybody who's not tried to heal someone by slapping their hands together and rubbing them is a dirty faced liar.
Um, yeah, so I've got a bunch of films like for honourable mentions at the end. Like, 'cause I didn't want to say them at the start just because in case we had them, and Karate Kid is one of them. Like, again, I prefer Karate Kid 2 to the first one, but you're
Oh,
right with the crane kick. I just remember me and my brother running about the house like all night after watching Karate Kid, like doing the crane kick. Um, and then it's in the second one. See when they've got the wee things with the ball and the wee. I'm doing motions with my hand, but you can't see me. Like a little. I don't know what it is, but it's like a little drum type thing with these balls on it, and they rub it in their hands. And it.
oh yeah.
Do you remember it? They're all doing
I
that at
can't.
the end of the second one.
I can't quite. I'm trying to remember the second one. I'm drawing a
It's in
complete
Japan.
blank.
It's in Japan. The second one.
Vaguely, yeah, vague memories. I can't. I
But
would lie.
the first one's so memorable, like obviously with the tournament at the end and stuff, isn't it? And then obviously
Yeah,
the wee fight in the car park at the end with Mr. Miyagi and their sensei for the Cobra Kai.
I always wanted his Halloween costume, or his costume he had
With
like with the shower
the
curtain.
skeleton. Oh, right.
I love the shower curtain one. And again, like it's one of these films. It's just lived on way beyond like its time because when you think that was what 40 years ago, and still like I heard somebody the other day they're saying wax on, wax off, and I was like,
Yeah,
you still hear these things and still do a lot of these things, and people know what you're talking about.
yeah. Just because it's popped into my head and it's not going to be on your list. Did you ever watch Three Ninjas when you were growing up?
I was talking to Vicky about this. That's weird. Talking to her about this like the other week there because that was something again we would fly about the house
Oh,
pretending we were three
loved
ninjas.
the Three Ninjas. Like, is it the first one when their house gets robbed by those
Aye,
guys?
yeah,
Aye, Tum Tum and Colt and Rocky. Ah, so good, man.
yeah.
So good. I loved it. I had that in VHS as well. I watched it so many times. Nice. So my number 5, I think you might have this one on your list. I think this, if I'll be surprised if you don't. Um, it could easily be. This could easily be up number 1. This is a great film. It's Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale, Amy Adams, set in Boston. Do you know what it is?
It's the boxing one. I can't think of its name.
The Fighter.
Yes,
Just a great film. Just I think obviously Mark Wahlberg's the lead, but it's Amy Adams and Christian Bale who are both incredible in this film as supporting roles. But just a solid biopic film.
very nice.
Yeah, really good. Like it. Do you not have it?
It's not on my list. No, I think
No.
I did see it. I don't know if I enjoyed it maybe as much as you did. I can't remember it clearly because yeah, I don't remember it
Did
clearly.
Christian Bale win an Oscar for it? I'm pretty sure he did. Didn't he?
I do remember him being quite good in it, but I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to say one way or another. I'm afraid.
Amy Adams when she's like fighting the sisters as well. Just that Boston accent is so good.
I do like Amy.
Aye, she's one of the best.
Yeah, she's reliable.
Aye.
Nice.
My number 4. I don't think you'll have seen this film. Might be the saddest film I've ever seen in my life. And I think it's our first first wrestling entry. Iron Claw was Zac Efron.
I have seen that.
Oh, you have? Nice.
Mhm.
Just a great film, like a tragic film. That Jeremy Allen's in it as well, isn't he? And apparently, like the real life story is even sadder
Aye,
than what
yeah.
they showed in the film, which is kind of bonkers to me.
Yeah, it's the Von Erichs, is it? Is that the
Yeah,
family?
the Von Erichs, yeah.
Aye, I
Just
think they were all messed up.
aye, just a, it's almost one of those things like like if you could believe that the family was cursed, almost. Do you know what I mean? Like how tragic the story is. But yeah, I saw it last year. Just a really solid film.
Yeah, I think in the wrestling world they're quite an infamous family. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, good shout. Yeah, I did. I'd kind of half consider that because I was quite conscious of the fact I've got no wrestling films in my list, and I quite enjoyed the wrestler, the Mickey Rourke film, but I've wanted to try and get a wrestling film on there, but I couldn't really justify any of them
yeah,
for
yeah.
me. Nice. So me to go.
Yeah, and you're number 4.
My number four is from 2010. It
Yeah,
stars Ayrton Senna, and it is called Senna. So you mentioned it
yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
Um, yes, I haven't seen those other documentaries. I wanted to see Maradona because that's by the same guy, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely like adore this documentary. I suppose it is, but I absolutely love it. It's so good. Gives you like a real insight to what drives a champion and how obsessive these people are, like over
Hmm.
what they're doing and how it just takes over their life and like how he before he obviously met his untimely demise, like before that, like how he was willing to put his life on the line to like fuck over people basically, excuse the language, but like um to settle scores and stuff like that. And I just a very well put together documentary as well. And
Yeah,
loved all like the footage that we got from them driving and stuff. It really like I think they show you the full lap in Monaco, is it? And it's just them
yeah.
driving those cars and going around that track, man. The speed they're going, it's unbelievable. Um,
It's crazy. And I think like what it does as well so good. It does what a good documentary should. Is like I'm not an F1 fan by any any stretch, but like I was it's so invested in it the whole time you're watching it. It's just it's like you say, it's such a well put together documentary. Like it's just all that like what you're saying about like the sort of drive of a champion, but just like the insight to the politics behind F1 as well and stuff like
yeah,
that you get an insight to and stuff. It's just really good.
aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, love Senna. And if you've not seen it and you like Formula One, then it's worth a watch.
I think even if you don't like Formula One, it's worth a watch. It's just a great documentary.
Yeah. Okay, my number three. Um, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, yeah. So my number three is from 1992. It is starring Tom Hanks,
Oh,
Gina Davis, Madonna.
oh, great film.
Yeah.
Ah, so good. Don't have it on my list. Do you know what's so annoying? I was literally looking at this all night on telly and saying, "Oh, we should watch this to Amelia."
Again, for anyone who's not aware, it's a League of Your Own, and it's. I've mentioned my sister quite a lot in this, and it's weird, but yeah, this is a film that the two of us would sit and watch all the time. My mum, I think, had the video or something. I can't quite remember, but we would sit and watch it all the time, and um, yeah, just have a laugh watching it. And I'm probably too young to be probably been watching a film because that film because Vicky would have been quite young when we had it. But aye, great film. I do very much enjoy the sport of baseball.
Yeah, I like baseball as well.
So yeah, this is one of these films that kind of got me into baseball, and then again, just an interesting story about women coming into um, baseball and taking the place of men, and how that factored and how these women were seen try to compete in this sport. But it's obviously got like a good bit of comedy, and Tom Hanks I think is really good in it. Gina Davis and Madonna again, both all very good. So yeah, and then again like another like a good wee sub story going on with Gina Davis and her sister. Can't remember what her name is, but um, and their kind of rivalry through the course of the film as well.
See the bit when Gina Davis catches the ball.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, "Oh, she's such a badass, man! Like she's just like she's the
Yeah.
coolest character in the film." Yeah, great film. I loved that when I was younger. We used to watch it quite a lot as a family. I think um,
Mhm.
interesting you said too young because I don't remember anything but sometimes I watched Die Hard with my dad when I was a wee boy, so
Yeah, I mean, like me and Vicky we would just watch it ourselves, and probably just for like the type of film it is. Like I don't know that it's really we were the
yeah, it's
target
quite
audience type thing.
yeah, it's quite a it's probably quite a out of all the sort of like ones to like reminisce on. It's more of a mature film than a kid friendly one, I suppose. I guess you're right there.
Yeah.
Great pick though.
Thank you.
What was that? Your number 3?
Yeah, and that's like for the position of that one. A lot of that's like again probably nostalgia for me. It's one of those films that
Yeah.
again I could probably like do the wee boy in it, who's like one of the players' sons, and he's always a bit of a nuisance and like say to Vicky, nah 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 nah, you're gonna lose. Like I could do that and she'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Nice. I like it. Good picks. I'm loving your list. I love that we don't have any of the same yet as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to change maybe very soon.
It's if it's not this one, you have my number 1. My number 3 is I want to say it's 1996. Just you've been saying the year stars certain Bugs Bunny
Oh, nice.
and a Michael Jordan and a Daffy Duck.
Very nice.
Space Jam. I watched this on repeat when I was a kid. Like I would watch it, rewind the tape to the beginning of the basketball game, watch it again, rewind the tape, sort of thing. Like I was obsessed with this film when I was growing up. It's so good. Bill Murray is so good in it as well. Like when he shows up to play at the end, just love it. I just think it's such a. I was just obsessed with this when I was a kid. I don't know much more to say. I mean, I think there's probably a lot of people round about our age who were obsessed with Space Jam growing up.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I was just blown away as well at that age of seeing like Michael Jordan in a cartoon,
Yeah.
as well. And then he uses like Looney Tune logic at the end to like do his big like stretchy arm dunk
Yeah.
and stuff. Like Danny DeVito's the wee angry alien and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Love it. So good.
Great pick. It's not on my list, and it should be. I would make space for that. It's weird as well. That's one of these. It's one of these films that it's still with today's kids. Like Sophie and Brody, like they'll ask to watch that. Like they've hounded me at times to get it on. When I don't know if they've ever seen the new or Space Jam 2 or whatever it's called, but yeah, just so good, classic.
Yeah, great. My number 2 and my second wrestling film. It's not The Wrestler. Quite a recent film. It stars Florence Pugh. Is Fighting with My Family.
All right, nice.
I don't know if you've seen this.
Nope.
I love it. I think it may have been the first thing I seen Florence Pugh in, and she's great. She's great in everything. But just a great film. Like a lot of heart, it's quite funny as well. Sort of leans a bit more on the dramatic side than comedy, but I really like it. I think I might have saw it twice at the cinema when it came out. That's how much I enjoyed it.
Nice.
And obviously, it's the story. It's the sort of story of that. Is it Paige? Was that what she was called?
In WWE, she was Paige, but she's in AEW now under the guise of Saraya. Well, I think it's a Saraya.
I can't remember what's the boy's name in it as well. The Scottish boy, he's really good in it too. Jack Lowden,
Right.
plays her brother in it, and it's obviously got Vince Vaughn, Nick Frost, that Lena.
Was Vince Vaughn in it? I didn't know that.
He's kind of like the scout / coach, or like try to get them ready to be in the WWE.
All right.
It's good. I'd recommend it. I really enjoyed it.
Surprising to me that's so high on your list, because that's one of those films. I remember seeing the trailer for it and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I fancy that at all. I don't know. There was something about it I just wasn't.
It's funny because see when you look at the poster, like the one I'm looking at now, you're just like, yeah, it does look terrible. It's a bad poster. It looks really cheesy. It looks like it's going to be like a really cheesy,
Yeah.
like Hallmark thing, but it's not like that at all. It's really good. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Fair enough.
What's your number two?
So my number two is a film from 2011.
Okay.
It stars Joel Edgerton, Tom Hardy, Frank Grillo,
Yep.
Nick Nolte. And if you're not aware, it's a film that's based off of a sport that's as yet been spoken about, the UFC. It is Warrior.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorite that's just I suppose sports obviously by the fact that it's my number two, so that's a stupid statement I was about to make, but it's no, just a great film. I really love because it's again it came out at a time as well when I think UFC was really on the rise, and starting to
I
go
think as
over.
well. Did it not come out around about the same time as The Fighter as well?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a
feel like
similar time.
it got a bit overshadowed by The Fighter. Now you're probably right. I've only seen it once, so like, but yeah, it's a good film. It's a really good film.
I loved it because you've also got the combat side of things, so you've got like the action and all that with the fighting, but like the other story that's going on between these two fighters who are brothers, and again one
Yeah.
who's kind of at the top of his game, like he's a Tyson type figure, but quite I think quite a broken person, and then his brother who's again like an underdog and fights his way up to again I think he's fighting basically to get money for his family, then they've got the dad who's the coach, who's Nick Nolte, who in himself, just as a person in general, is I think quite a broken person. And then
Yeah, it's a very troubled family.
yeah, and so and there's just quite a lot of like emotional scenes in it, and it's one of those films that I actually did find like emotional watching. I don't normally get that way many things in life, but I've just really enjoyed this film. And as I say, I think the fact that it was UFC and something a wee bit different and a sport that I was starting to take a bit of an interest in,
Yeah.
it was just a great film. I thought so.
Yeah,
Loved it.
it's a really good film. It's the bit when he doesn't tap at the end as well, though, man. Like,
Yeah, aye, amazing. Spoilers.
at least, yeah, but that's what we do. Right, Ryan, are we going to count down to our number one? Because I think we might have the same one.
Yes, let's say it together, shall we?
Are you ready? Right, 3, 2,
Two,
1.
one.
Moneyball.
Moneyball. I knew this was going to be your number one. I just knew for a fact because we always talk about this, so it's like quite high.
Yeah,
Generally speaking, we'll always. I think we've referenced it probably a couple of times in the pod so far, haven't we?
I just love it, and it's obviously written by Aaron Sorkin. I love like The West Wing. I love Molly's Game, which maybe you could have put that in here as a sports movie, like, but probably clutching at straws a wee bit. But do you know, like, I just think this is so good. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill are both excellent in it.
Yep.
I love how fast paced it is. I love like just the scenes in the room when the way they're talking about players, and I love like see when they're doing when he's on the phone doing the trades and stuff like that. He's on to like 2 or 3 GMs at the same time and stuff. I just love all that sort of stuff. Like we just watched Running Point, which is it's like a comedy about a female basketball owner, and there was a scene in it where she's talking to 2 GMs at the same time trying to like do a trade, and I just sort of reminded me of Moneyball, and I love that behind the scenes stuff. And I just like I say, like it's just relentless, and it's the bit when they go on that undefeated run as well, and how invested you get in that wee montage bit as well.
Yeah.
And how he doesn't watch the games because he thinks he's a bad luck for watching the games and stuff. It's just so good. It's just so great. And I love the fact that it like people use that sort of I mean, if in football now they call it XG, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, people use that sort of the statistics now in all sports to try and get the best out of their teams. It's not just baseball anymore. Like, there's lots of teams who have like databases on players and stuff for getting the best out of their team, and it's just such a great film.
Try to think of my words here and what I'm actually trying to say, but there's like the message of like not judging books by the cover type thing, because I think like a lot of the players, if I remember rightly, are getting like written off because I don't know, stupid. Like
one of them throws funny. One of them
yeah,
throws pitches funny, and it's so true though, is because it's like we all do it as fans, don't we? Like I remember like when Harry Kane first came in to play football, I was just like, nah, he's a one season wonder, because for me, didn't he pass the eye test? Do you know what I mean? There was something about the way he played that I was just like, nah, he's fluky. Now, obviously, I'm completely wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, the guys went on to be like one of the best strikers England's ever produced. But it's so true. People do that in sports. But this guy was obsessed with like, well, what are the numbers saying? Like, and then when they were like, that whole idea of like, you don't need to replace one person. You don't need to replace the person. You need to replace the impact of the person. So
mm-hmm.
it's like if that one person gets on base, like I don't know, 3 times a game, you need to find 3 times on base a game. It doesn't have to be the come from the one person sort of thing. Just fascinating. Love it.
Yeah. Aye. And as you said, Brad Pitt, I think, great in this film. This film, in some ways, reminds me a bit of The Social Network, and I don't know
Aaron
what.
Sorkin wrote that as well.
I did. Right, okay. Well, that'll
Aye.
be maybe why
Yeah.
then. But yeah, the overall feel, and I kind of liken that to the way that Brad Pitt plays his character to Jesse Eisenberg plays Mark Zuckerberg. Like there's something about the way that the play that always reminds me of each other. But yeah, I thought he was great, and as you say, Jonah Hill as well. Even Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, it's good. Thought Stephen
Uh,
Hawking is good. Really good
and
in it.
a younger Chris Pratt in it as well.
Yeah. He's got like a dodgy hip or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
They play him at a different position than what like he used to play. But yeah, it's so good. But I think Sorkin has and this is like a proper trope. He has a habit of writing his lead characters to be like the smartest people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So you always kind of like you either like that. I like that. I just find it really like exciting. Like when they come in and they sort of like school everybody.
Yeah.
I think something quite exciting about that. So yeah, that'll be. I mean, that's exactly why it reminds you of The Social Network, because it's written by the same person.
That scene as well when they're having I think they're talking about like they're sitting in a big room and they're talking about like signings, and it's the first time like Jonah Hill's character comes in to like the meeting.
Aye.
And they're like, who's that? Just that whole scene is great. I love it.
They're all chewing tobacco and stuff like
Aye.
that, which is gross, but each to their own.
Mm-hmm.
Good list. Do you want to like? I'll just run through my list and then you just run through yours.
Yeah.
So I've got 10 Mighty Ducks 2, 9 42, 8 Cool Runnings, 7 Any Given Sunday, 6 Remember the Titans, 5 The Fighter, 4 Iron Claw, 3 Space Jam, 2 Fighting with My Family, and 1 Moneyball.
Nice.
What have you got?
Mine's is number 10, Basketball, 9, Rush, 8, The Replacements, 7, Happy Gilmore, 6, Dodgeball, 5, Karate Kid, 4, Cena, 3, A League of Their Own, 2, Warrior, and number 1, Moneyball.
Nice. And there's loads we've missed out, like
Yeah.
Papa mentioned in Discord, like Le Mans 66 or Ford versus Ferrari, like which is a great film. Like it could easily be on the list. Like we never mentioned a single Rocky film.
Yeah, Rocky was in my mind, yeah.
Like Rocky 4 would have been my pick. It's probably not the best one, but it's the one I loved when I was younger. I just loved the training montage and the in Russia and stuff like that. Or Rocky 3, I like that one as well. Challengers, which I just watched the other year, with the tennis one. Again, it could have easily been on this list. I think like the reasons I never put like Ford and Ferrari and Challengers on there is just I just wanted room for all those sort of like ones, like Mighty Ducks, like Space Jam, like Remember the Titans, Cool Runnings. Like I just wanted a space for those ones that I had such fond memories of.
Yeah, exactly. Like the list is the films that we personally think
Yeah,
we enjoyed. It's not necessarily that probably every. I think Rocky would be one of those type of films that would get onto most people's lists. But yeah, it's just what it is, isn't it? It's your favourites.
it's nice. Before we go, what have you been watching? What you've been playing?
I had mentioned this to you briefly. I don't know if it was still a night or when it was, but I all I've really been watching is Andor. I'm up to episode 10, so there's only two to go. I've watched up to 10 one way out. Um, then we finished Yellowstone. What we've been watching there. Daredevil. I was watching that, so I managed to watch episode 6. Really enjoying where we're at now with it. I'm enjoying the pace. I don't. Where are you up to on it?
I've still got 5 and 6 to watch.
It's definitely it's going slower than what a lot of Disney Plus stuff has been, but that's not a bad thing. But it's just, I think.
I've really enjoyed it, especially episodes. I enjoyed the last 10 minutes of the first episode, and probably the first 10 minutes of the first episode and the last 10 minutes of the second episode, and everything in between was fine. I actually really enjoyed episode 3 and 4. I enjoyed the courtroom episode 3. I
Mhm.
quite liked that. I get what you're saying. Like I think you mentioned about you wanted a bit more Daredevil in your
Mhm.
Daredevil show, and I totally get that. But like, I think one of the things I missed from the Netflix thing was like, I think Matt's such an interesting character, and I
Mhm.
like seeing him be a lawyer. Like, even in episode 4 when he goes and sees that guy who wants like probation, and he's like try to get him like probation and like or reduce the days in prison and stuff like that at the start of the episode. I like all that stuff. Like, it's good.
I think you're going to really like episode 6.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you will.
Cool. And what? Anything else?
I'm trying to think films. I'm sure we watched a couple of films as well. But none are coming to. No, in fact, I told you. Yeah, I say to you we watched Fellowship of the Ring
Oh yeah.
yesterday, which was very good, very good. Still holds up. And Charlene was telling me there was something. I can't remember what it was now, but there was something happening, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's for its 25-year anniversary." I was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Fucking hell, man! That's how's that 25 years since Fellowship was out? It's actually unbelievable."
It's more than that, is it not?
No, next year. Next year's so it's for
Oh,
something that's happening next year. That's 2001 it came out. So yeah,
well,
that's. I always remember like when it was 10 years old and thinking, how's that 10 years old? And now it's like now it's quarter of a century old. It's crazy, crazy man.
aye.
What about you? What you been watching?
Daredevil Invincible season 2, and we're about to start the studio on Apple TV tonight. The first episode came out,
Cool.
so we're about to start that. Again, I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like Moneyball because it's about it's. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it. It's Seth, not Seth. What's his name? Yeah, Seth Rogen. It is Seth Rogen. Um, he's like a studio exec, and he's like like an executive producer responsible for getting movies made, and it's all set in Hollywood, and he like runs a studio or something like that. And so I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like that Moneyball vibes
Right.
of like the people behind the scenes sort of thing. But like Catherine Hahn's in it. There's loads of like I've seen like a bunch of the cameos that are going to be in it. Like Martin Scorsese shows up in one episode and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping like a kind of like cross between like Moneyball and the more serious side of things, and then like, do you remember like Entourage? Did you ever watch that
No,
back in
no,
the
I never watched that. No.
day? Yeah, sort of. So I'm hoping that's good. And I've watched loads of films since we last spoke. I don't like. I mean, Mickey 17, The Last Showgirl, One of Them Days, Captain America, the first Avenger, that is, Porco Rosso, Nisa 2, House Moving Castle, The Avengers, Runaway Jury.
Nice.
Um, and I've finished a few games as well, I think, since we last spoke.
Nice.
Finished Avowed. Finished Avowed. That was alright. It is second bottom on my list of games this year so far. I finished 9 games. It was fine. I just got a bit the support characters, like in one of those games where like you spend time with at least 2 other characters all the time, and they're just so dull. You get those 4 support characters in general, but I just found them all really boring, and it just made me like kind of start to overstay its welcome, if that makes sense. So I ended up just like after I got about halfway through that, and that was from doing like side missions and bounties and all the rest of it. I was just like, I'm just gonna mainline it. So I ended up just mainlining it. And at the end, I became a bad guy.
I always liked doing that, man. It's always good.
Normally I don't, but everyone, I was just like, I'm so pissed off at this story. I'm just going to become a bad guy. Played Split Fiction with Amelia, which is incredible. The last hour or 45 minutes of that game blew my mind. Like, it was so good. Like, it's just something I've never experienced in gaming before. It just that, like, being able to play couch co-op with Amelia is like, it's really good. It's really fun. I really like being able to appreciate to be able to do that. Started and finished Batman Arkham City. Great game. That's me played 2 of the Arkham games now. Another great game. Not quite as good as Arkham Asylum in my opinion, but still solid entry. And then I'm playing at the moment Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, which I was a bit unsure of, like what I thought about it, because I'm not the biggest first person. I'm not the biggest fan of first person games, but I'm loving it. It's one of the best games I've played in a wee while. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Nice.
I love the whole. It's all like there's not that much action, which I might put people off, but that's what I'm loving about it. It's more about like putting on disguises and sneaking past people and like taking pictures to like get clues and stuff and like solve puzzles and stuff like that. And it just feels, I don't know, it just feels like a proper, like what Indiana Jones should be, because like obviously I don't know if you played Uncharted. Uncharted, a lot of people compare that to Indiana Jones, and rightfully so. So it's about like tombs and like artifacts and all the rest of it. But there's a lot of shooting. There's a lot of like gunfights in Uncharted. But actually, when you watch Indiana Jones films, there's not lots of gunfights in the films.
Mm-hmm.
It is more about like being a bit like subtle and sneaky, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love punching people. Like I love like punching Nazis in the back of the head. It's quite good.
Nazis.
And then it's quite good because you can punch them, and then like if you leave their body, if someone comes across it, it puts them onto you, so like you can pick their bodies up and hide them and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's good. Really, really enjoying it. I should have that finished by the weekend, and then I don't know what I'm going to play next.
Fallout 4.
Nah, too long. There's a game coming out on the 8th of April that I want to play, so.
I know it's not single player, but we should get that. That's 2 recommendations for Civ 2 that we've had. We should,
yeah, I mean, any multiplayer games I'm up for playing at any point, just because. And obviously Matt on the Discord, who's Gunnar Giraffe, he would play it with us as well. He'd be up for it. It's crossplay, so
cool.
Give it a bash. I got a free weapons pack through my PlayStation Plus as well, so I've downloaded that.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll get it downloaded. We can give it a go at some point. I don't know. You on it? You on in the next few days at all?
Probably not. We're quite a busy weekend, so I don't think so. But I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
No worries. Well, I'll be about through the day next week. If you're about at all, just give me a shout.
Okay.
Nice. I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening, people. Thanks for listening. Let us know your favourite sports films in the Discord, in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And where can they find us, Ryan?
On the internet.
What at?
PixelFlixPod on most things. Twitch, YouTube, X, Twitter. Those are probably your best places to tell us why Moneyball was the #1 sports movie.
Nice. Cool. Bye. Have a nice week.
Bye bye. Bye bye.